for getting rid of cycles, but not like that. Alright guys, we are off into our round 4 feature match for tonight's Friday Night Magic Standard Tournament from Lost Legion Games. We've got on the right Alec playing Colossal Gruul. We've seen him battle with this same deck multiple times in the last few weeks. We see a turn 2 Burning Tree Emissary chain into every card in his deck on the same turn. His opponent, Troy King, we've seen multiple times tonight, who's playing a Boros Aggro deck, but it's a barely Boros Aggro deck. He's only playing
one land, obviously.
Well, yeah, and he's only playing Boros Charm. That's his only.
Are you at 18? No, he gained 2. I gained 2 off his thing. Magic. How magic works, guys. It exists.
So the character is pretty good here.
Yeah, it's really good. We've talked about it before, but it's like the perfect mana wall. They finally figured it out. Troy is actually very good. I noticed this earlier. Troy does not miss Soldier of the Pantheon activations. Alec also doesn't miss massive Nykthos activations here on green. Play a Garrick.
Scavenging Ooze.
Just the Ooze, but should have leftover mana to cast it, right?
Voyaging Savior?
Yep.
Seems like. I guess he doesn't need to use his mana immediately.
Yep. So Troy's got, he's only on 1 land here, but he's got all the 1-drops in his deck. These Boros Elites actually hit pretty hard. I mean, Alec is playing Mizium Mortars, but he might not have any in the main.
We're thinking about attacking here.
Yeah, we're going to attack in. We do have Battalion, so the Boros Elite's going to be a 3/3.
So double block with the emissaries.
And then take 4 from the pro multicolored Soldier of the Pantheons. So we're going to tick up Garrett again. This is where Alec's like breakneck pace of play always gets to me, because I can never see what's going on. Got to move the affinity thing here to see what he draws. Arbor Colossus, and I think another Satyr.
So Troy's attack there last turn probably means that he doesn't have a Brave the Elements, or else this turn he could be swinging for 10.
No, it was an Elvish Mystic, and there's the Arbor Colossus. I don't know what the last card in Alec's hand is, but he can untap his Nykthos and make a billion mana if he wants to. But right now I think he's content with just having 1,000 creatures on board against his opponent. Something about that chair tonight. Everybody sits in that chair gets mana screwed. I'm not making this up. We've seen 4 rounds of it tonight. So yet another non-interactive game, so I apologize for the circumstances. But drew his entire sideboard against a Mulda 4. That game was maybe the least competitive game in the history of our stream. So Troy's starting off with what's likely the best start in his deck, with a 2/1 Pro Emissary Soldier of the Pantheon, and then following up with a Daring Skyjack. So we're going to mortar something here. We're going to chain emissaries. Oh, we've already shocked ourselves. So there's the Sylvan Caryatid, which does a very good job of blocking 2-power dudes.
We're not going to block the 3-power one for some reason.
No, yeah. I mean, it's the right attack. Oh, I thought there was going to be 3. It was just going to be more fun if there was 3 1/1s. So this is the kind of draw that Alec's going to struggle against. I mean, he has a lot of dudes of his own, but even the Pelucranos is not going to be that good because the Skyjack's going to go to the air now.
He's going to take 8 this turn.
Yeah, at a minimum. And the Pelucranos doesn't have enough. There's not enough mana in play for him to effectively Pelucranos. You know what I mean? So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He just took 6 this turn for some reason. We left 1 soldier back, I guess, to block.
I guess he wanted to. Well, I think what he wanted to do yeah, it wasn't going to get blocked. Why did he do that? I can see if it was going to die to if it wasn't a Caryatid, it was a creature that could kill it, he might leave it back, because then you might not be able to activate a removal spell will turn off Battalion. But yeah, I don't see why. But yeah, Alec
this is game here.
He's effectively dead, right?
Yeah, no matter what, whatever he plays, you can't block the Reckoner next turn. Because he'll take 6 in the air.
All these games have just been blisteringly fast.
Yeah, the Caryatid can block the Reckoner if he can come up with.
And he can block the Soldier. But he's dead the following turn. Oh, Choice has still had all these Brave the Elements. Let's see if that comes back to haunt him. There's 4 mana for We're going to gain some life, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is the disciple? Okay, so gaining 12 here, and then Troy. We know he has a Brave the Elements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So just interesting here. But I think you have to go for it here just to get the damage in, because you know Alec has the potential now with the Nykthos to untap and murder everything. Interesting here, we choose to tap our one red source. We're not even... Clearly we do not have Boros Charm. So Alec down to 1 here. He may have stabilized. Another emissary is going to be brutal if he has it. Let's see, with the Nykthos activation for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have access to 6, 7 mana. So we could Pelucranos for 3 and kill 2 Skyjacks and the Soldier, but we're still dead to... No, we can block with the Caryatid on the swing back.
Yeah, it's questionable if he needed to Brave there. Because if he doesn't Brave, he's going to lose the...
Oh, you don't Brave, but you Brave in response to the Pelucranos?
Yeah, if you Brave in response to the Pelucranos now, he's just dead. He's still very much dead.
Yeah, the problem I think with that line is that if he chooses not to Pelucranos and just adds to his board, you've just wasted an attack. Like, you've wasted a turn. You're just giving him more time. I like the Brave there, but I mean, I don't know. It's just a matter of what.
Does he run lightning strikes in his deck?
Alec?
No, Troy.
No, I think it's just Boros Charms. Question in chat: does Troy play Spear? I think he plays like some number of Spear.
Evilbeard, Console by Saggy.
So what are we doing here? Activating Nykthos for 5. I mean, the cards that are relevant here are another Emissary, right? Traveling Satyr's not going to be good enough. Oh, man, how brutal is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Alec goes up to 9. But we're still dead to another Brave the Elements, right? Brave the Elements is lethal. We still have no flyers. So if it wasn't for that Caryatid, we'd also be close to lethal with the Reckoner here. And we're going to serve in with the Pelucranos. If Alec somehow steals this game, it's going to be pretty impressive. Of course, drawing double emissaries is that's the part of the game that's not skill based. But maneuvering to a position in which drawing the second emissary is still relevant is one. So Troy in a situation here, he's going to serve in with everything. He's going to go down to...
No, Alec basically can't attack.
Yep, and there's a Judge's Familiar, which relevant here because it does fly, and he can turn on Battalion. So Alec is dead here, unless there's some shenanigans.
Again, Alec is dead.
He's got another... Does he have another emissary?
Well, he's counting the mana for Nykthos.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 mana from the Nykthos activation. Untap, go down to
6.
To 6.
Up to 14.
Yeah, back up to 14.
15. Kill all these guys.
You can't attack though, right?
No, he can't. Does Pelucranos trample?
No. This is so awkward because like Alec can't attack. The best wall in the game. Well, there's a Mutavault. Seems irrelevant. So Alec is desperate. What's the only card that matters here?
There is a Domri, but does you fight that?
No. You just look. You're just trying to dig for another emissary, right? Another emissary basically wins you this game, right? Oh, Scavenging is also very good. Alec running very good in this game.
He's only gained, 30 life so far.
He's knocked his whole deck on the floor. Judge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to gain 5 life out of Troy's graveyard.
I'm just double checking now, make sure he had enough mana. He clearly does.
And now we can afford to. He's going to activate Nykthos again. Goes up to 8 from Scavenging Ooze activations. Play an Arbor Colossus and another Traveling Satyr.
So now Troy's dead on board. No, he's not. He's got Mutavault to block. Alec, I don't think, Alec cannot attack yet.
Because you need to kill him.
Yes.
So that in response to the Reckoner trigger, it never resolves.
You're just dead.
Yeah, it never resolves.
It's like, oh, how many Blood Rush triggers do you have? I'll just kill you.
This is a very impressive comeback from Alec. He needed to find, like we said, the relevant cards were the life-gaining creatures, the Emissary, and then I forgot about the Ooze. Much like people forgot about Dre, I forgot about the Ooze. That gained him enough life to get out of Reckoner damage. But he still can't afford to attack with any creature that has power. He can't attack with the Plukernos, basically. Because that's a 12-12. And then Troy could just block, and, unless the attack is lethal. Troy backing it up. I don't know what in the world he was thinking there. There's no way that line is correct. I think they're just talking. I think they've reached the portion of the game where Troy is just trying to figure out if he's dead or not, and Alec knows that he is, because there's 15 from the 2.
So you got it. Blocking the 2 biggest guys doesn't prevent 13 damage.
Nope, still has enough creatures to do 13 damage, and Alec comes back from a game that we both thought was unwinnable.
There were 3 turns where Alec was just dead.
Well,
and then he wasn't dead.
Well, to be fair, he gained 5 life off the first Emissary, 7 life off the second one, and then 5 off of a top deck to Scavenging Ooze. And then I think literally, if he doesn't draw the Ooze there, is he dead? No. But he has to gain life. Well, there's a half hour left. We've got a couple other winning in games, so let me stay up outside. Let me stay up outside, y'all. See if I can find y'all some games, some rootin' tootin' magic fights. Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Y'all stay here now, y'all.
Well, there's one time where somebody was like, "Can you commentate the rest of the round like you're from West Texas?" And I did it for about 2 minutes, and then I was like, I can't keep that up. It's too much. To hear a younger player. Joe didn't care for it. Joe tried to correct him. Alright guys, so we're into the bonus coverage here. We got David Wilson playing Green-White Aggro. He's on 3 wins. Both these guys are 2-1. So winner. This is a winning in for sure.
Win in. Nick starting with the Scryland that doesn't produce black mana for his deck.
Yeah, but he does find a white mana, which is better than his last feature match, in which he did. So Nick up a game here. Green-White Aggro against Blue-White Control. We're more than familiar with Nick's deck at this point. And there is a Loxodon's Miner. David's deck is the kind of deck which was very popular around states. People thought that it might be one of the breakout decks. It never really got there, but it's not like the deck is bad. It just has some unfavorable matchups. I would think this one is one that he would struggle in. But it's all good cards, you know what I mean? It's every card in his deck is
Smithers, Voice Resurgence,
and Fleeceman Lions, Boon Satyr.
Mm-hmm.
All these cards are good.
But you get to run into a card called
Supreme Verdict.
Well, I'm thinking about Blood Baron.
Well, Nick's not going to be casting in Blood Barons. Don't be confused. He doesn't have just because he played Temple of Deceit, he's not an Esper deck. He's a blue-white control deck, just using the lands for scrying. We're going to Divination here. Nope. Even better. I imagine that's a scenario in which David has never had that exact thing happen, which is that there were 2 of one thing get desphered.
Yes.
That is the beauty, or the blowout from the Richman's O-Ring. So David flooding out a little bit on mana here as well. Lockdown Smiter is some of the better, probably, I don't know about the best, I think the best card in his deck is probably this Fleeceman line, to be perfectly honest. And we're just going to go ahead and put the Unflinching Courage on it immediately, while taking advantage of Nick being tapped out, basically. And then Nick is going to Verdict. There's an argument to be made for playing the Fleeceman, like trying to play it when you can Monstrous it at the same turn. Of course, that takes, what, like 7 mana?
Well, you could also have played the Unflinching Courage next turn, Monster it the following turn. let you encourage it.
That is definitely an option.
There's a divination. Follow both the islands, so Nick still has a play. He goes with the Ratchet Bomb. He does run Syncopates.
End of turn, we're just going to...
Boonsader and Celestia Charm. Did he hold priority for that?
Did he have mana to do both of those things?
He has 5. Flash and Boonsader costs 3.
Oh, and we're just using the we're just using the charm as the night token.
Yes.
Should have a night token over there. That's Johnny Caller with the Pride.
So we're gonna make this a 5. And we're gonna crack the Ratchet Bomb to blow up the Celestia Charm,
which was representing the soldier token that Celestia Charm makes. But Nick down to 8 here off of a flying double striking Boonsader, right?
Is it double striking? Yeah, it's double striking. I didn't know if he gave it a +1 or not. Yep, that's 8 damage.
That won't be, yeah, just following up in a turn with the Fleecemane Lion.
The old end of turn Fleecemane Lion. The Foil Island from Nick. You gotta think he has a Verdict or Detention Sphere here.
Well, I think it looks like he's setting up for Azorius Charm, try to draw the Verdict. Yep. What you got? So we need a D-Sphere or a Verdict. Did he draw a Jace? Is that? No, it's an Aetherling I think he drew, which is irrelevant here. Cyclonic Rift would also be okay. Azorius Charm would be fine. Like, there's lots of cards that they can have that would buy him another draw step, but he's pretty close to being dead in this matchup. David Hellbent, before drawing, going to +1/+1 the Boonsader, right?
No, you gotta put it on the guy that you can make monsters.
Oh, in response, yeah. But I mean, it doesn't play around Charm or anything. I think you put it on the Boonsader, and then if he charms the Boonsader, you monsters the...
No, you just put it on the Fleecemane Line. He has a charm for the Boonsader, he has a charm for the Boonsader. You can bestow on your Fleecemane Line the next turn. We will monstrous. No fear of a second Azorius Charm. So next turn, David can either bestow or just swing in with the 4/4 Fleecemane Line.
Looks like he has a handful of counter match. It looks like there's a dissolve. He's going to need a where is out here? Charm, another D-Sphere, Verdict.
It's Hexproof now.
Oh, you're right. I apologize. I knew there's a reason people were playing that card, so we're going to dig with another Charm here.
Verdict doesn't do anything because it's also indestructible. That's an Aetherling. Aetherling can block.
Yeah, because Johnny's flying is -3, right?
Yes. If we have a Celestia Charm, though, I'm pretty sure Nick's going to want to phase out. Well, no, it's only a 4/4. No, it's a 5/5 because it's got a +1/+1 counter now.
Yep.
So, if we have the Celestia Charm after Nick phases it out, we can give it trample.
And then just kill him directly. Interesting game of cat and mouse there. I think Nick has to do it anyway, because the chances of him having the Celestia Charm versus the chances of you winning this game without this Aetherling seem...
Right, well, the Aetherling is the only chance. Like, there's nothing that can kill that Fleecemane Line in Nick's deck except for...
Verdict? It's indestructible.
The sacrifice spell.
Celestial Flare, which he is playing multiple copies of.
And that's going to be negated by the Boonsader. That's when we come down after turn. Because of Johnny's double strike ability is -3. Enter somebody in the chat.
I think it's -3.
It is -3. He starts at 4.
Which is absurd that he's a 3-cost Planeswalker that starts at 4, but it's fine because his minus is a -3.
Yes.
Which is like he started at 3.
And if you play him on turn 2, the best you're doing is putting a +1/+1 on the mana dork.
Yeah. So David chooses not to attack in, not forcing Nick to phase out there. So it'll be interesting. I mean, you go ahead and do it anyway, because you can bluff Charm, you know.
And there's nothing that Even if Nick had pumped it to give it +1, it's indestructible. So.
So divination, drawing 2 more cards. Trying to find an answer here, of which there are very few.
I know David will be casting a Boon Satyr at end of turn. There's an Azorius Charm to draw a card. Seem to be tapping out for another divination.
Yeah, we have to do that. We're going to sacrifice our, because otherwise you just make it. Huh?
He's dead now.
Oh, because of the Boon Satyr, yeah.
And we just attack you.
Yep. But he was dead otherwise because he would just jump the Ajani.
Yep. Going to game 3.
So we get a decider. You're getting your money's worth here in our win-and-in matches. We already saw one entire match in which Alec Myers and his Colossal Gruul deck put together one of the better comebacks I think we've ever seen on our stream. Gaining about, I don't know, I think it's rough estimate 1,000 billion life, I think is the amount of life that he gained, which put him out of the danger zone against the Boros Aggro deck. And then here we saw game 2 as David Wilson equalizes off the back of a monstrous Fleece main line. It's a blue-white control deck of Nick Reid, so Nick will be on the play here. So we're into game 3 here, the decider Nick leading off with the Guild Gate and no turn 1 play from David, though I don't think his deck plays. Does his deck even play turn? Does he have Dried Militants maybe?
Militants, but he played Guild Gate, which is just as good as a turn 1 play as any.
Oh, see, this is like, that's a very, like, I mean, I don't know what his curve is like, but Nick is playing Syncopate, and he definitely has them in on the play, and that would have been the best Syncopate in the world.
I don't know if he leaves them in.
He probably only plays 2. Maybe he brings the flares in for those. Maybe that's a good trade.
Flare right there.
That's perfect.
Two.
Yep, Smiter inbound more than likely here.
Barely Mirror.
No, Witch Stalker.
Still Barely Mirror.
So this is basically like green-white hexproof, right? But not really. It's just green-white aggro. I think is better. It has some elements of it, but.
Green-white creatures that are hard to kill.
There is a Ratchet Bomb, which does a pretty good job of killing things at 3, though it is very slow, but we've got another flare here, if possible.
He left the man out specifically for it.
Ethereal Armor. And Unflinching Courage. This is going to be the best flare in the world. Oh! That's a crime. David's not even 18. That's illegal in like 15 states.
Nick loving it so much he doesn't even think I'm a trash bomb.
He can't be bothered. He doesn't want to get to. He doesn't want the Celestia Charm token to get in there. So I guess this is green-white hexproof. Nothing that matters, but well.
This is a Davey Vengevine deck here.
There's your highlight of the week. Yeah, Davey Vengevine would love this deck. No actual Vengevines in it, but he'd get behind it.
This is why he played with the GP.
Whoops!
Still had all these fixture ups.
And our low light of the week. So end of turn. See, end of turn Celestia Charm got a bomb on 0.
He's got it. He knew it all along. Oh, don't put an aura on it.
No. I feel like telling David that I have a giant stack of tokens. No, there's a knight in there. No, they're out there. They're out there
I was
already.
about to say, this box of tokens.
No, the ones that are relevant are out there. Those are all the ones that are not relevant.
Lifelink Vampire is pretty relevant.
Nice. Well done there.
Nice, big good.
More importantly, taking up 294. Getting there. 300-person Thanksgiving FNM. Get there. No,
oh, jeez.
Come on. That one is, the other one is not ill-advised, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, he just cast a flare. You know he's probably not playing more than 2 or 3 of them after boards as Nick resolves the Sphinx's Revelation, but the Ratchet Bomb we can see.
The Ratchet Bomb is right there. To be fair, though, I missed other on-board stuff tonight.
I don't know. 2 weeks ago, I kept lambasting Yen for not blocking with his Blood Baron, even though he clearly was hit with a Chandra +1. It took me like almost the entire round to figure that one out.
Oh, please stop doing this.
He doesn't see it. Oh,
he does see it.
we're. Oh man, what a blowout! We don't give, and David doesn't play here very often. I think he plays like once every 6 months. So that's our fault for not giving him enough credit for seeing that. There's a possibility where someone would just miss that.
Right.
But David clearly saw it the entire time. Was going to blow Nick out with the Rootborn defenses, but Nick blows him out with a dissolve. So there's no way David's winning this game, especially not now after a second Sphinx's revelation for 5 this time, putting Nick up to 26, but more importantly, drawing him surely what is one of his win conditions, either an Elspeth or an Aetherling.
Well, Nick has to find a way to win this game. There's only 3 minutes left in the round. David could be playing for the draw.
And then there's a situation in which the draw might be good for one of them. But Jace, draw some cards.
Still digging.
Nope, plus. I guess we're just going to sit back on the counter magic. Advent's going to get dissolved, right? Yep. Leaving Spell Snare up. Path up.
Force Spike.
So David down to 1 card, and it is a Mist Cutter Hydra.
Counter this one, buddy.
For 4. Attack into Jace there.
But you down to 2 after the trigger.
So Nick's not going to be able to use that Jace as a win condition. We're definitely going to need to find Aetherling or an Elspeth if he's got it. I assume he's playing Elspeth.
So we're going to basically gain 4 life here off the Jace. Ooh, there's a good answer for your Mistcutter Hydra.
Yeah, David playing for the tie clearly at this point because there's no way his deck is going to do 26 damage in the remaining 2 minutes, drawing 1 card a turn.
You say that, and then he's going to play Fencing Ace next turn.
I don't know. We said that Alec couldn't win the game that he was in, but his Revelation. Well, that's probably the wrong split, but I don't think it really matters. The land is irrelevant. But you Sphinx at end of turn here. Oh, there is a kill the Jace there. Selesnya Charm token. End of turn, Nick is going to try to find that Aetherling. As long as he casts an Aetherling before turns, we're fine. Because it's only going to take 3. Well, no. It's going to take 3 turns, right? So Nick needs to hurry there. This is the spot where I think I'm more, like, I don't know. If it were me, I would probably scoop to Nick. But, you know, can't fault someone for wanting to play it out. So Nick playing 2 Aetherlings?
It's definitely not a scoop situation if you're possibly drawn into the top 8.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if it's going to keep one of us out, like, it's one of those situations where there's Aetherling. So it might be irrelevant here. Oh, there's an Elspeth.
Oh, -3 in here.
Does he play a spear? I don't think he plays a spear, right? Got a discard.
Keep all my non-land cards.
Oh, they will get an extension for moving to the feature match area. Thank you, Nathaniel. So we'll give him a couple extra minutes here. That is a good point. How do I forget that? I always tell him that, and then I forget it myself. I've eaten a lot of turkey in the last 2 days, though.
Is that your excuse?
Tryptophan. It slows the mind down.
Tryptophan is a conspiracy by the government. It actually doesn't exist.
Alright, you keep counting. I'm going to remind them they got to come.
So we double block with the with 2 of the soldier tokens, get rid of the 2/2 Vigilant Knight token, and Nick just going to try to wrap this game up here. Four mana, is this another Jace? Yep. So this one's definitely just going to be +1-ing. And I'm the liar. He immediately -2s it. Guess you got the soldier tokens to block. Make some more tokens. Ooh, and we're attacking. I like it. Nick Gonna go ahead and throw away some more lands. And this is all over but the Crying, as David has nothing on end of turn and just ships the turn back. We're going to attack for 5, or attack for 4, make 3 more, and have lethal on board for next turn. Killing the Jace. Digging for some counter spells. We found one. Gonna have a Syncopate with plenty more lands than our opponent, so we're gonna be able to catch anything that David has here end of turn. We will be doing top 8 tonight. And unless David has an instant speed flyer here, this looks like it's going to be the game. That is a lot of damages. 21 total. David Chonia still